Oh, it's a despicable, despicable display at Old Trafford. Full time, Manchester United 1, Fulham 2. Not happy at all. You can say we've come off 5 straight wins. Be grateful, be happy. This is Manchester United, for fuck's sake. 4 of those 5 wins, we got outplayed off the park and relied on moments and just little pieces of luck throughout the game. Yes, it was a great run, but it wasn't convincing. Today, we got exposed after having yet another unconvincing performance. This wasn't just unconvincing, however, this was bad. This was terrible. Yes, we're missing players, but I just thought everything was really odd. The way we were tactically laid out, the way the subs were made, how little subs were made. Yes, we've got no squad, but I expect better. Um, I thought the front three layout today was so odd. So odd. I don't know who was playing on the wing and who was playing up top. Rashford, Garnacho, or Forzen. It was such a weird setup, and the Rashford and Forzen alternation, I just hated it. I never knew who was on the wing. It was just, it wasn't a balanced game. I mean, the gap between the midfield and the deep defensive line just opened up the game massively for Fulham. I didn't get how we set out whatsoever. I thought it was a Ten Hag disaster class yet again. I'm not here to say get Ten Hag out. He's a disgrace and everything because I'm sick of going through managers. But Ineos will be looking at that and thinking, why did he make that sub? Why did he set the team out like that? There'll be a lot of things they're looking at because it was weird what Ten Hag did today. Yeah, again, we didn't look good. All these wins, people have been saying, we're back. We haven't looked good in any of them. We haven't looked good. That Luton game where we won 2-1, our midfield was open for 80 minutes. Same with the Villa game. We can't just rely on Scott McTominay every game. It was terrible. I hated today with a passion, and it just felt it felt a lot like the Brighton game earlier this season. It felt a lot like that. I didn't enjoy it whatsoever. Let's get into these player ratings. Onana's probably a 6.5. I have no idea how he's a 5.4. Not at fault for either of the goals and made about 3 crucial saves. It was as much as Onana could possibly do today. Dallo, I didn't think he was anywhere near as tight as he should have been on a Wobie. I think he really struggled to get forward. I'd probably give Dallo a 5 today. In fact, probably a 4.5. I thought it was a really, really bad performance from Dallo, especially considering he let Iwobi score. It just wasn't very tight whatsoever. I mean, I love Dallo. You guys know how much I love Dallo, and yeah, it wasn't for me today. Varane's probably tough for Varane. Probably a 5. He had a lot of the ball because we were just knocking it around the back, but I didn't think it was a convincing performance whatsoever. I can't really say much. He didn't do a lot. He didn't. Yeah, it was an air performance. Harry Maguire, I'll give him a 6.5, and I mean, I guess he gets my man of the match. I'm not sure really who else to give it to. I guess Maguire gets my man of the match. I thought he made one horrible error. Horrible error. He was probably lucky not to get sent off, but I thought he made a few really, really good challenges. He got forward a little bit, helping in the attack, and he ended up getting that goal. So I guess he's got to be my man of the match. Lindelof, I'm going to give a very, very generous 6. I'm going to tell you why I'm going to give Lindelof a 6. He's playing at left back, where he is just not a left back. We all know he is not a left back. He couldn't be any further from a left back. I'd rather play Anthony at left back, and I genuinely mean that. He's not a left back, and Eric's chucking him in the deep end. He held his own today. I thought Casemiro was honking. I thought he was a 3. That's one of Casemiro's worst displays in a Manchester United shirt. Obviously, I think he got injured, and he's off at half-time, and it was gutting once again. But the openness in our midfield today, Casemiro and Mainu, I thought Mainu was a little bit better. Mainu gets a 5. But I'll probably up Cas to a 4. But I thought Casemiro and Mainu, mate, it was probably Erik Ten Hag's fault, though. The gap between the midfield and the defensive line was fucking shit. I'm not sure what we're thinking laying out like that. Because we want Casemiro or Mainu to come forward and support the attack, but then there's a massive gap in midfield, and you don't want your centre-backs to step up because they're too slow. I mean, honestly, if it means playing Cambuala, I'll play Cambuala if we can play a high line. I just play a fucking high line because it opens our midfield up too much. Dallo can hold his own in a high line. Varane can hold his own in a high line. Maguire not so much, but we've got to just find a way to make it work because the gap is so big and it makes Mainu and Casemiro look terrible. Because they both weren't up to standards there. Bruno, I tell you, he's a 2. Like that was embarrassing from Bruno Fernandes. Embarrassing. The body language, the display, it was a pure piece of piss captaincy. Piss captaincy. Awful today from Bruno Fernandes. I mean, it's only fair to give Forza a 6. I mean, it's his debut. What I don't get is I thought we were going to start Forza up top. And if we were going to start with a front 3 of Rashford, Forza and Garnacho, that made perfect sense. We started the fucking game with Forza off the right. Omari Forza is a left winger or a number 9. We had Amad Diallo on the bench, who is not only better, who has not only got senior football experience, but is a right winger. And I don't get what Eric Ten Hag's doing. Garnacho, I'm going to give Garnacho a 5.5. He was our most creative attacker. I thought he got some shots on target. He should have scored the goal at the end when McTominay was a selfish prick and didn't pass the ball. Nothing to complain about from Garnacho today, to be honest. 5.5. Rashford, I know the score's going to be really low. I didn't think he was very good. I'll give him a 4. I didn't think Rashford was very good whatsoever. What I will say is I'm using a website that is run by a fan channel which push agendas. And I think there's an agenda being pushed towards Rashford today. Don't think he was good, but he wasn't a 2 out of 10. Eric's, I don't even 5. He was on the ball so much, but he created absolutely fuck all. McTominay 3 for being a selfish prick. Ahmad 6 at least showed some signs, and I mean Anthony. Ten Hag today was a 2. I mean, what an awful managerial performance. Yes, he's got injuries, but the way he laid out that front 3, the way he laid out the defensive line to complement with the midfield, the way the substitutions were made and the timing, everything about today was awful from Ten Hag. I think Ten Hag's to blame, and I think a lot of the players are to blame, but jeez, what's happened here? But I think Ten Hag's one of the main contributors. Submit my votes. Man of the matches, I mean, Maguire 27%, I mean, who else? Let's take a look at the Player of the Year votes, because I simply have to give them, even though I don't really want to give them, because there's no one I want to give them to. Here are the votes. Maguire gets 5, Onana gets 4, Lindelof gets 3, Garnacho gets 2, Varane gets 1. Leopold, Dalot has a 15-vote lead over Harry Maguire in second. Then it's Rasmus Højlund, who's out for 3 weeks. I mean, we missed that press massively today. Rashford up top. Rashford and the difference between the press of Højlund and Rashford's massive. 4th is Onana. 5th is Alejandro Garnacho. Thanks for watching. Forest on Thursday, City on Sunday. We're in trouble, man. We're in trouble with these injuries and this coaching and everything. 5 wins in a row, yet I feel it's flag as ever. See you later.